New research published today shows that brand UAE is now worth more than $400 billion and is set to challenge Singapore as the country with the strongest international image. According to the findings of London-based consultancy Brand Finance, which today published its annual ranking of 100 countries according to the global brand strength and value, the efforts of the 7 Emirates have lifted the country to the world's third strongest nation brand and the 29th most valuable globally. The rankings take into account factors such as a country's image and perceptions about quality of life, security, ease of doing business, and the lack of corruption. According to local reports, government officials have welcomed the news that the UAE has become the world's third strongest nation brand. Her Excellency Reem Al-Hashimi, the UAE Minister of State, was quoted as saying that it is heartening to see such a significant jump, and it certainly speaks to the development and progress the UAE has made since its foundation in 1971. The UAE is now behind only Singapore and Switzerland in terms of its brand strength. Last year, it ranked 21st globally. With an aim to improve data collection for market analysis and ensure sustainable growth of the capital's real estate market, Abu Dhabi Urban Planning Council have announced the launch of their new real estate database. The announcement came during the one-day annual Developers Forum, where a total of 19 major developers signed the service-level agreement, which will allow the Urban Planning Council to monitor the supply and demand projections and to also provide developers frequent data updates. According to His Excellency Falah Al-Ahbabi, Director General of Abu Dhabi Urban Planning Council, the database will combine every aspect of development in the Emirate into one central data source, which will include detailed information on shops, restaurants, hotels, apartments, villas and factories within the planned projects. It was revealed that as part of the land planning agreement, the developer will list the basic details of a project, which will include information on land area used, start and completion date, construction status, and overall cost.
Supply and demand, we will announce it very soon. We talked about it today. We will share it with the developers just to make sure that they have all their projects or their comments plugged in, and within a month or two it will be open for the public, and before that with the government. In terms of public housing, we have the policy ready, we have the places ready, we have the location for all the housing ready, even the rent, even the processes, how we're going to document it and monitor it and legislate it. So all of that is already in the government agenda, and soon you will hear something about it. And we took a lot of examples, good examples from around the world that suits Abu Dhabi. Therefore, very shortly you will hear something about the affordable housing. The real estate market in Abu Dhabi is still young, fairly young. There are lots of policies, there are lots of laws and regulations are being developed or got developed in the past 5 years. Today we have all these in place for implementation. Although the sector developed magnificently in the past 7 years, but we will see in the near future solid numbers, more positive cash flows for the developers, and serious investment in the right places going forward.
From the developer's perspective, the agreement is expected to improve communication and collaboration with the relevant government authorities. According to the CEO of Bunia, the initiative should facilitate improved governance through an organized real estate system.
We need to bring the operating authorities to work also within the forum, I guess. There are significant steps that the developers have to take with the operating authorities. The UPC, in its attempt to create this forum and make it a wider umbrella, within it also bring the authorities that are controlling the construction activities within this business, is going to be a big help for the developers. It's a key. And it's also a big step towards the asset handover process for these entities that will be taking over the assets later on. This process is giving the confidence to the developers that the government is here to support every developer within Abu Dhabi, which should help the supply and demand process.
The currency exchange houses that are primarily engaged in money transfer and foreign exchange business in the UAE are seeking to standardize their anti-money laundering efforts in an industry-wide push for adoption of world-class regulatory compliance. The UAE's Foreign Exchange and Remittance Group on Sunday launched its AML standardization manual. The manual aims at improving AML measures across all members of the remittance and exchange business fraternity. Osama Al-Rahma, chairman of the UAE remittance industry body, was quoted in a local report as saying that the best way to effectively combat money laundering is to follow strict compliance procedures with effective transaction screening and real-time monitoring. The manual is backed by comprehensive research into money laundering prevention. It has been designed to combat practices such as the use of money mules and smurfing, where large transactions are restructured into smaller ones to pass undetected. And the region's first completely paperless instant loan disbursal facility has been launched. Emirates NBD today announced the launch of InstaLoan. According to a statement on Emirates news agency WAM, it is available 24/7 via online banking and enables direct credit to customers' accounts up to pre-approved amounts within seconds and without any paperwork. This online loan disbursal facility has been introduced to provide instant cash relief to customers, particularly in medical or other types of emergencies. Commenting on the introduction, Suva Sarkar, Senior Executive Vice President and Group Head Retail Banking and Wealth Management, said Emirates NBD was the first bank in the region to offer personal loans via online banking, and InstaLoan is another first-to-market offering that will significantly benefit existing customers by providing instant funds in their account without additional paperwork at any time, no matter where they are in the world.